Team, there are 3 reasons why you are not going to make it through an SHTF moment. Of course, when I talk about you, I may not be talking to you directly. I could be talking to you in a broader sense. Our friends, our families, co-workers, and neighbors. You know, if we try to define an SHTF moment, what I want to try to do in this is to realize that I'm not talking about a single isolated moment. I'm not talking about a riot in one part of town. I'm not talking about going 2 or 3 days without electricity. I'm not even talking about your basement flooding and calling that a survival situation. I'm talking about something much broader in scope. An entire city, an entire county, our state, our nation. Everything is collapsing around us. And you have to walk through and drive through the streets looking at each individual person, man, woman, and child, with the understanding that they could be a threat. Now, in a much broader scope, there are other reasons besides the 3 I want to lay out for you. Not least of which is sustainment. Far too many of us don't have the ability to sustain our own life and our well-being beyond just a few days. We rely on grocery stores, meat stores. We rely on external power and water, everything that it takes to sustain life. Aside from these bigger items and elements, let's break down the top 3 reasons why you're not going to make it through an SHTF moment. And so that first reason is that you have never been punched in the face. And I mean this both literally and figuratively. You've walked through life and you've never faced adversity. You've never been in situations where you or your loved ones have been threatened with deadly force. And that lack of experience creates a couple things. 1, it creates a false sense of security about the world being a safe place. The other thing that it does is create a false sense as to how you will respond in adverse times. You see, we're too busy living through the experiences of others rather than experiencing things ourselves. Now, the second reason is that you have no training. Now, there exist 3 training domains: institutional, operational, and self-development. I'm not suggesting that if you don't have military or civilian schools under your belt, that you're a dirtbag. Most training happens in the operational domain. It's hands-on, it's gritty, mistakes are happening, and lessons are learned. But most people don't train except through osmosis. And that leaves you with the self-development domain. It's reading, studying, watching videos. Now, there's nothing wrong with this, and I certainly encourage it, but I would submit to you that you must go out and train with your own hands and your own feet, and you need to change the variables that you're training in. I'd also submit to you that you have to have an overlap of at least 2 of those domains. If all you do and have done is read books, but you've never done anything else, you're setting yourself up for failure. If all you have done is hands-on training, then you're losing the skill set and the knowledge to have a depth of your clarity as it relates to all of these skills. Once you get 2 domains interlocking on each and every single skill, you're setting yourself up for success. Now, I'm also not suggesting that only military or civilian training is sufficient. Shoot, most service members are not trained at all. The same could be said of most civilian counterparts as well. I've known plenty of people who have never served, who have never worked in the civilian capacity of law enforcement, who knows what it means to get after wilderness and urban survival tasks. Team, that third and potentially most important element for why you will not make it through an SHTF moment is that you fail to plan. Look around you. Every time that there is a natural or man-made disaster, that last days and weeks on end. It is only then that people begin to react and to respond to make it through that. When if they had just used some backwards planning, understood what was most likely to happen, take stock of what they have, take stock of their skill set, and begin to work through rehearsals, they would have been much better off. Right? The time is now to take inventory of what you have around you, in your house. Look at your supplies and how you're set up. Because the most likely thing to happen is for a natural disaster to happen. We know this. We see it year after year. Whether it's fire, flooding, hurricanes, tornadoes. These events, they happen. What are you doing now to be prepared for them? Let alone a least likely scenario of a complete economic or societal collapse. The time is also now to come out into the wilderness and to work on your fieldcraft and survival related tasks. Get out and get dirty, have some fun. Do it now before you need it then, because the truth is, it is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Now, team, I appreciate all you guys. Make sure you leave some comments down below. That way we can continue to keep this conversation rolling. Don't forget to like and share. That's the only way that my flask keeps filled up with the tears of a commie. And there's always room for more. Team, I appreciate you guys. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked. What do you think, bud? Is it nap time? Belly rubs. Let's get some belly rubs. If you want to master your craft, develop your tactical virtue, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so that you can stay up to date on future content. Consider becoming a channel member. It's going to give you exclusive access to content not available to anybody else. I appreciate you guys. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked.